So over the past month, we've seen massive unrest in Haiti after a jailbreak led to armed gangs taking over an estimated 80% of the nation's capital. You were involved in a rescue of a group of Americans, including famous author Mitch Albom. So I want you to start at the beginning for us, if you could. How did you hear that this group was trapped in Haiti?
Well, I was on a walk with my daughter, and a friend of mine, Teresa, had called me when we were on the walk, and she was very distraught, very upset, very devastated. And I was like, "What's the matter? What's the matter?" And she said, "Well, you always told me if we ever needed anything to call you, and this is that call. We need something." I said, "Okay." So she explained the situation. Obviously, Mitch Albom has an orphanage in Haiti that he's been going down every month for the past 14 years, et cetera, et cetera. And he was working with the government, with the State Department, with the embassy. They thought he could get out. He couldn't get out. He's trapped, et cetera, et cetera. And I said, calm down, have Mitch call me, and we'll go from there. So this was probably about 11 o'clock in the morning. He called me right away, explained the situation. And I said, well, let me get on the phone, and called my chief. And we started working our channels through the State Department, through the embassy, all the government channels. And this was probably about 11-ish in the morning. We couldn't get any response back from the State Department, from the embassies. We were just getting the absolute complete runaround. So around, I would say, 6 o'clock that night, it became very apparent to me that we weren't going to get any help. And we kept getting intel during the day that the gangs had become more violent, more radical, and getting closer and closer to their location. And we needed to get out of there. So after it became apparent that the State Department wasn't going to help and our government wasn't going to help, I enlisted the help of a fellow Congressman, Cory Mills, who had helped get people out in Afghanistan, as well as Israel when our government failed us there as well. And I said, Cory, I got to have a favor. He's like, what is it? I explained it. And he asked me one question. He said, are these people important to you? And I said, yeah, they're important to me. And he's like, say no more, we'll get on it. So we really worked throughout the night trying to get organized with, helicopters to landing locations, to where we're going to refuel, to where are we going to put the 10 individuals? Where do we leave from? So we worked on the logistics. We were supposed to get out that night, but unfortunately the helicopter had a maintenance issue. We couldn't fix it. Mitch did not want us to land in daylight, which I agree, because it would put the orphanage at risk. So we had to wait till the following night, which was really the Sunday night or the wee hours of Monday morning. And we finally got everything organized. We had clearance to land from the State Department and the embassy. Let me rephrase that. I wouldn't say we had clearance to land. They said they would not get in the way, which I thought was good. I said, send me all the documentation. They sent me all the documentation. And then in the wee hours of the morning, Mitch went in, and within about 2 minutes was on the ground, loaded everybody into the helicopter with the clothes on their back and their passports. While they were in the air, I got a call from the embassy, the Dominican Republic, in our embassy, saying, we've changed our minds, you don't have clearance to land. I said, well, that's going to be a problem because we got 10 people in the air and they're running low on fuel. I asked them what changed, from 4 hours ago. They couldn't tell me. And I said, well, what do you want me to do? And she's like, I wish I would have never taken your call. I'm like, well, okay, we got to do something here. So they landed. When they landed, finally, they landed safely. The hydraulics on the helicopter were completely ruined, but they landed safe. They're back on American soil. They're back in the District of Michigan. 8 of the 10 were from my home state. So unfortunately, we have about 1,000 plus others that are still trapped in Haiti trying to get out. Ironically, the next day I had a hearing with CENTCOM and asked, what is the plan to get the Americans out of Haiti? And she flat out told me we don't have one, which is very reminiscent of Afghanistan and Israel. So it's very unfortunate, but that's the situation that we're in right now.